Welcome to the ninth week of the In Times Like These recap. Now let's get into this. Starting with the Dorval family, as Jeremiah Dorval informs his wife Shelly how he'll have to tell their son JJ that he can't have Kiev at the house. Informing her and his father, Raymond, how Dr. Terry Burke might have helped Isidore frame him. I can only imagine how they'll feel once they find out that Kiev has a camera in their daughter's room. Other than that, the couple decides that JJ doesn't need to know their reasoning for not having Kiev at the house for the time being. JJ explains to Kiev how he isn't allowed to come over the house for the time being. Kiev is not thrilled to hear the news, wondering if JJ fought hard enough to persuade his parents to change their minds. While the voice in JJ's head is talking down to him, JJ is adamant that he did his best to persuade his parents, but that their minds were made up. Kiev proceeds to ask if Vanessa had something to do with Jeremiah and Shelly's decision, since Vanessa asked him to leave the last time he was there. JJ expresses how he has no idea if Vanessa is involved in his parents' decision. Alone, Kiev, the creeper that he is, looks at the picture of Vanessa that he has saved on his phone, wondering why she doesn't share the same feelings for him that he has for her. I think we can all answer that question for you, my guy. Zeke tells Yvette that after realizing how he doesn't want to lose Nichelle, that their little hookups need to come to an end. Yvette agrees to Zeke's request, encouraging him not to get caught by Nichelle as he watches X-rated films. Zeke approaches Nichelle, who doesn't like that he was seen speaking with Yvette Mitchell. Since Zeke can't let his girlfriend know that he straight up cheated on her because he has issues with lust, Zeke makes up this story of sharing the same French class with Yvette, assuring his girlfriend that he won't let anyone take him away from her. Devante Torres asks Adaku why Zeke hasn't ended his relationship with Nichelle. Adaku tells Devante how Zeke was informed about the two of them being business associates, stating that Zeke could possibly be coming up with a believable reason to break up with Nichelle. That's not the case. Devante assumes that Zeke is only staying with Nichelle to rise in the ranks of Adaku's organization. That's not the case either. Adaku disagrees, and since Nichelle hasn't been acting strange, she feels like Zeke is doing what he's supposed to do by keeping Nichelle in the dark. Still wanting Nichelle to be far away from Zeke, Adaku reminds Devante that they're not friends and that she only wants to discuss business with him. Once Adaku leaves, Devante vows to get what he wants on his own. Max Russo shows up at the Mitchell estate after bugging his uncle Isidore's room to see if he can gather any evidence that he was behind the AI attacks all along, while Alan was actually the mastermind. Max desired to speak with Wanda and Udell, planning to apologize for the wrong that his uncle Isidore and cousin Alan did to them. Since Wanda and Alan aren't home, Yvette offers Max to stay a bit for French toast, which is convenient since that's Max's favorite meal, pointing out that Max hasn't made Vanessa Dorval his girlfriend like he hoped. Max expresses that he still has hope that Vanessa would give him a chance, but Yvette wonders if Max is hoping for something that would never happen. Max is still holding on to hope, but Yvette connects with him by telling him how she understands what it's like to like someone who doesn't like you back. Feeling this connection mixed with Yvette's reputation, the two hook up. Immediately, Max regrets hooking up with Yvette since he still has feelings for Vanessa, and hooking up with Yvette had gone against what he was taught. Not that this makes what he did any better, but his adulterous parents hadn't really led by example. Yvette tries to tell Max that he has nothing to feel guilty for, encouraging him to keep what happened between them to himself. Max approaches Yvette after Zeke speaks with her, wondering if she's been hooking up with Zeke as well. Instead of answering the question, Yvette states how she thought what happened between them was a one-time thing. Max is adamant that it was, but tells Yvette that he doesn't want to treat her like an object, wondering if they can just be friends, which Yvette agrees to do. Vanessa approaches Zeke, asking him why he was speaking with Yvette. Instead of telling the girl he likes that he lost his virginity to another girl, Max wonders why she cares since Vanessa told him that he's a spoiled, wicked person. She apologizes to Max for their previous encounter, explaining how she knows he's not responsible for his family's actions against her family. When Max tells Vanessa that he's still willing to do whatever it takes to help her father, Vanessa tells him that if he does find a way to help, then she'd be open to having a friendship with him. Nothing more, nothing less. Ben arrives at the scholarship event at Theodosius' palace to honor Elvira. Then Quinlan surprises her lover Gianni as Ben informs his family that he invited Quinlan to come to the event. Heidi pushes Ben to spend some time with Quinlan. She goes on to say that Ben and Quinlan would be a perfect pair, but Gianni does not like this idea. His reaction confuses the family, which is understandable, but to keep them from finding out that he's cheating on his wife with Quinlan, he states that with Ben and Quinlan living busy lives, their relationship would never work. But we all know how weird Gianni would feel if his lover left him for his oldest son. Ben informs Quinlan about his memory of Terry and Isidore arguing at the funeral of his great-grandmother Martina. Ben approaches Terry about what he remembered at the funeral, but she dodges the question once Isidore is about to make his speech. Before Isidore made his speech, he approached Terry, thankful that the event had finally taken place. Terry expresses how awful she feels that Jeremiah had to suffer in order to keep the event at Theodosius' palace. Wanda and Udell, who were given an invitation from Devante, arrive, which aggravates Isidore and Alan, wondering if the couple stopped by to ruin the event. Udell and Wanda state that they didn't come to cause trouble, but enjoy the fact that Isidore is nervous with them being there. Alan gets a call from his mother, Harley Drake, informing Isidore that she is congratulating him for getting the event together. Isidore doesn't believe that at all, shaming Harley for never showing her face at Valley Park after losing custody of Alan, having Alan visit her once a month at Tampa. But Alan expresses that his mother always kept in touch with him. Isidore makes a speech about honoring Elvira with the scholarship, then is interrupted by his ex-wife Harley Drake, shocking everyone in the room. At the scholarship event, Harley goes on to explain to everyone in the room how she supposedly forgives Isidore for divorcing her and getting full custody of Alan. Her actions say otherwise. Anger at Harley's appearance, Isidore confronts his ex-wife, demanding to know why she's back in town. Before she's given the chance to explain, Alan approaches his mother and he is not happy with her actions. As the Russos dig into Harley, Alan asks to speak with his mother alone. Alone, Alan expresses how Harley's actions that night has only made it harder for him to secure the role of CEO at Russo Jewelers in the future. After revealing that he remembered how she and Isidore argued at the funeral, Terry claims that he was just angry because he was in mourning, then ends the conversation, but Ben doesn't really seem to be buying what she is selling. Heidi puts two and two together, realizing that Harley was Gianni's surprise for Isidore. She expresses how concerned she is about the fallout if Isidore, Lorenzo, or Clarice find out that he called Harley to crash the event. Gianni tells his wife not to worry, then she leaves, and Quinlan asks Gianni if Harley crashing the event is why he didn't want her present. He lies to his lover, stating that he had nothing to do with Harley coming to the event. Heidi is approached by Finnegan, explaining that she's trying to process all that happened. Finnegan seduces his lover, and while they get a room, Isidore is shown to have witnessed their little interaction. And we all know how Isidore gets when he finds out someone else's secrets. He uses those secrets to blackmail people, just like he's blackmailing Terry Burke. Terry informs Isidore how Ben remembers their argument at Martina's funeral. Isidore tells Terry not to worry, but she fears that if Elvira could find out that she helped take the life of Isidore's grandfather, then Ben, who happens to be a private investigator, could easily find out. Isidore flashes back to him and Elvira going off on each other after she found out that Terry helped their grandfather Dante end his life, which caused Martina to pass soon after of a broken heart. Essador demanded that his sister keep her big mouth shut. In present day, Essador assures Terry that Ben has no trail to follow that can help him find out what she did to Essador's grandparents, wondering if she still has the only piece of evidence kept away. It's revealed that Terry has been in possession of Elvira's diary this whole time and that Essador knew. That doesn't look good, you two. Doesn't look good at all. Can't get enough of the crazy world of In Times Like These? Then treat yourself to a binge watch of In Times Like These. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You're not ready for what's to come, but tune in anyways.